bet you can't tell that I had 3 Red Bulls today. Am I supposed to not feel my heart beating? Oh my gosh, I'm alive. I'm so sorry, okay? I know I said that I was gonna pre-record videos during my move and all that. I lied to you. I'm a liar. As you can see, I'm in a different setting. I'm in my new room. I'm kind of, sort of settled in. And videos are now officially back to normal. I kind of underestimated how absolutely fucking horrible moving is. But hey, I'm in a house and I love it and I'm happy. For those of you that were asking, I'm still in LA, so. Alright, let's get on to the video. My first video on YouTube that I actually made and edited and all that stuff was called How Girls Handle Breakups or something like that. I'm too lazy to check. It's something like that. And it was kind of like mocking how girls handle breakups and all that stuff, but since then I've gone through like way more breakups. And yes, I briefly mentioned it before, but me and Tinder Guy, for those of you that actually like follow my videos consecutively, me and Tinder Guy broke up. To break up, you had to have a relationship. We didn't really have a relationship. We were just like hangout buddies that occasionally showed each other their genitals. It didn't work out, mainly because he didn't like me very much. His loss. Am I right? So I compiled the list of kind of how I handled things throughout this breakup, and I noticed that it's a pattern. I handle all my breakups this way, at least in the past year. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I date a lot. I love dating. Dating is so fun. You put yourself out there, you get squashed like a little bug. What's not to like about dating? Now, the list of things that I'm gonna tell you, of course, could apply to men as well, so feel free to apply it to your own life. But I have 4 brothers, and in my experience, when guys break up with someone, they just like scratch their balls, give it a good sniff, and say, well, we tried. So this is probably gonna resonate more with girls, but whatever tickles your pickle. The first thing you wanna do when going through a breakup is you wanna lie to yourself. You wanna completely deny that what just happened is happening. Oh, he's gonna come back. Like, this is just one of our stupid little fights and then he'll be back. I do this all the time. Like, I always assume, I don't know why, that it's just like a little thing. Like, yeah, sure, we broke up, but like, I'll see you tomorrow, right? No, bitch, I don't wanna see you at all. You sure? I trivialize the shit out of breakups. Okay, we're gonna sleep on it, wake up, you're gonna realize you love me and we're gonna be happy forever. Hasn't worked out so far, but one day it might. The next thing you wanna do is cry your eyes out, okay? This is like the human part of a breakup. You need to cry. If you don't cry, you're a sociopath, but you have to, okay? Because you had something and you lost it. And as humans, that sucks. No matter which way you turn it, you spin it, you throw it around, it's still a breakup, it still fucking sucks. Go cry. Have your moment to be a weak ass bitch, okay? You deserve it. Now this third step is very important, so fucking perk your ears up. You talk shit about this person to everyone with ears. I'm talking the garbage man, FedEx man, your dog, corn. Get it? You're so bitter about the fact that this person broke up with you and that they don't feel the same way about you that you feel about them, that you go around and say like, oh, I didn't even like him anyway. Him with his small ass little dick. Him with his little ass teeth and those little ass ears. Fucking little ass bitch. You just start talking shit about things that obviously didn't bother you before. One time I was looking for his penis and I couldn't even find it, girl. I'm not even lying. Thank God that boy walked out of my life. The list goes on and on about the shit that we come up with to talk shit about them. Now don't feel bad about this. It's a natural part. You gotta let it out. All your friends and all your family members are gonna be extremely annoyed with you because you're an annoying piece of shit, but you know what? This is a natural step. So go ahead, honey. Talk your shit. The next step is to block him, okay? You don't care if he messages you. You're not even curious anymore. You're just like, fuck it, blocked, bitch. But then of course you have to unblock him like 30 minutes later because like what if he messages you? And then like what if he wants to talk about things you're not even that invested anymore, but like you want to hear what he has to say? Like, let that motherfucker try to win me back. I gotta unblock him. But then block him again, okay? Because he hasn't even reached out and it's been a day. Does he not care if you're sad or you're feeling like shit? He said he cared about you still. Where's the caring at, bro? Fuck you. I don't need you. You don't care about me. I don't care about you. Block, bitch. Bye. But now unblock him, okay? But it's not like for the same reason it was before. You're not unblocking him because you want him to message you. You're unblocking him because you're over it. Even if he was to message you, you're fine. Like, you're strong enough and you'll be fine. Matter of fact, if he messages me, I won't even answer back. Or I might answer back, but I will give it a solid 5 minutes. But something happens when you unblock him this time. It's not just that he's able to message you, now you're able to message him. And guess what makes you want to message him? Yep, alcohol. The second you get drunk, you are all up on that. You are texting him shit that doesn't even make any sense. And when he doesn't answer your drunk text, you start crying because you're drunk. And then you call him because you just just want him to hear how sad you are, because if he heard that, he would come to your house and want to cuddle with you and make out with you. It's cold outside. You need someone to cuddle with. And after you're done doing all that shit and making an absolute fool of yourself, you wake up the next day and you literally want to jump off of your balcony. I do this thing that every time I drunk text a guy, I will delete it before I go to sleep. The next morning I'll know that I did it, but like even though I know what I said, I won't have to look at it. I actually pretend in my brain that I didn't do anything. It's like a really, really fucked up, unhealthy way of living. But once you're already done feeling like a piece of shit and wanting to die, you text him and apologize for drunk texting him, because maybe that's gonna like spark up a conversation or something. But more than likely, like in my case, he doesn't answer your drunk apology text bullshit. So block him. Who fucking needs him? Block that motherfucker. I got too hyped. Too high. But see, now you're improving, okay? You go a week without unblocking him. So you have him blocked for a week. Of course, every day you think about unblocking him, but when you don't, you're like kind of proud of yourself. You're like, oh my God, I didn't unblock him today. Good job, you crazy bitch. But after that week, yeah, okay, you gotta unblock him. Like, you're over it. It's been a week, like, you're in a different place now. So what do? You text him saying, hey stranger, hope all is well. You guys will have a conversation, he'll answer you, but the conversation 100% will be shitty. It'll be something like, I'm great, how about you? Good, I just moved. Oh, awesome, where'd you move? Here's where I moved. Cool. I'm not at all just taking the exact excerpts from my text message with Tinder guy. That's not what I'm doing here. And then you could do what I did when we had the shitty conversation, which is just like, shed a few tears. You don't sob, okay? This is past the point of sobbing. You're not that sad anymore. Relax. You cry a little tear because you're like, oh, that thing that we had, it's like really done. And that fucking sucks. But then you move on. Honestly, breakups always amaze me because you have this like crazy time and you're texting them all the time and you're trying to get them back and trying to see them. And then all of a sudden it's like you snap out of it and you just like don't really care anymore. Ultimately, I always think of it as a learning experience. I don't want to be cheesy as fuck, but like I don't look at any breakup or any relationship as a regret except for the bitch please guy. Which, by the way, if you guys have seen my bitch please video, that guy literally contacted me and threatened to sue me. Which, like, if I don't give him money for a lawyer, how's he gonna do that? But I just thought that was like a funny follow-up fun fact because that happened. Now that is a pile of douche nugget that honestly, I can't say that I don't regret it. I regret him. He's a fucking douche nugget. But anyway, those are my list of things that I do during a breakup. So I hope you guys can relate to that in some way. If you have any more that I didn't put on the list, comment them down below, write it on my vagina, put it somewhere I'll see it. My next video is gonna be a Q&A. I was gonna just do a strictly Twitter and Instagram Q&A, which by the way, my Twitter and Instagram is JessieSmiles__. I'll put it right here. Go and follow me. Now, I want your follow. Really bad. So I was gonna just do a Twitter and Instagram Q&A, but I thought, why don't I give a chance to the people who don't follow me on those things or don't have those platforms to ask me a question, anything you guys want. So down below in the comments, ask me any question you want, and it just may be featured in my next Q&A. How exciting is that, guys? I mean, that's like really exciting. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Saturday unless I'm moving and wanting to kill myself. I will see you guys on Saturday. Bye.